Thanks for tuning in to InSide NDU, the podcast that takes you backstage on all that's happening on Notre Dame University Louisy. Joining us today is someone who understands the delicate art of juggling, both figuratively and literally. She is Maria Simpson, this year's dedicated MUN Secretary General. She is a political science student and who, by the sounds of it, has mastered the balance between work and studies. Maria, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Maria, tell us, how do you manage this balance? Because we need some advice.
Well, it's something that I've been doing for the past 4 years, so I kind of adapted to the whole idea of working and studying and trying to manage my time the best way possible so that I could make the best out of both worlds.
And I'd like to also say congratulations on being selected Secretary General this year. It's amazing, honestly, the work that you do, and especially with the work as well, the balance it's impeccable.
Thank you so much. Honestly, being Secretary General was one of the biggest gifts I could have ever received. MUN has been a big part of my life since 10th grade, and being able to be in the position that I looked up to, like I looked up to the people who were the Secretary Generals, whether it was at NDU or other MUN conferences, and it honestly just filled my heart with complete and utter joy.
Amazing. We are proud of you. So my question to you is about the April conference. Also, congratulations on wrapping it up.
Thank you.
I heard it was epic. My question to you is, what were your first impressions? Any results that you want to talk about?
It was stressful. Honestly, being in this position and working with the best people ever, though, I am so grateful to have had this opportunity to have an amazing team beside me, and we all collectively put in so much effort in order to relaunch the program, in order to actually building a successful conference.
And this is amazing, and I applaud you because, MUN at NDU has been inactive since 2019.
Yeah.
So your efforts are commendable. Can you walk us through the steps? So how many schools joined? How many students were there?
Basically, we had around 300 students, which was a big number considering that the program was on halt for around 3 years during COVID, and then after that, a lot of things were going on, so we were unable to actually relaunch the program. We had schools coming from Baalbek, from Baskinta, and a lot of schools that were like neighboring schools. It was a melting pot of different students from different backgrounds coming from all around Lebanon.
And what were some certain highlights that stood out to you from the conference itself?
Being in a position where you're engaging with students who are in 10th grade, 11th grade, you kind of have a new perspective being built around what students nowadays are thinking about and how they process things, and honestly seeing their interest in, modern day politics and trying to be a part of peaceful problem solving, honestly is just so amazing to see, and it's just so fulfilling because you can see that the newer generations are really interested in actually becoming a part of a better future.
In fact, it's very important, which brings me, I'm very interested to know, I know that the April conference focused on one main theme, and that theme is stabilizing instability with a focus on positive peace.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate more on that, Maria?
So stabilizing instability, especially since the NDU MUN program was closed due to COVID, it kind of really spoke to us as executive members, and we thought that the delegates coming could actually feel very in tune with this theme because COVID really changed the entire world, and it wasn't just in Lebanon, it was everywhere. And there are a lot of things going on all the time, and living in the Middle East, there are always exciting things going on. So stabilizing instability was meant to actually encourage the delegates, encourage the students to actually want to be a part of something, even though the situation is unstable. There is always a way to stabilize it.
Perfect. Were there any key takeaways that you took from this conference, both personally and for the future of the program?
Being in this position, and there was a key moment, which was the cultural bash. Basically, on Saturday, the first day of the final conference, we thought of a theme called Light Up the World.
Wow.
So the delegates were encouraged to actually write certain, key terms, like how are they going to light up the world and how they are important in today's world and society, and they are a big part of actually making the world a better place. So that really spoke to me, because seeing them so happy and seeing them putting in the effort, writing their speeches, doing their research, actually putting in so much effort to be a part of something like this. It's just something that anyone actually, I think, would be so happy to be a part of and so happy to see.
I, in fact, know that in the real-life conference, it gets stressful. These situations are very anxiety-driven.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, as a leader,
Yeah.
how did you see the students interact? Were you able to develop this sense of anxiety for them so they can match up to the real thing in the future?
Basically, what we tried to do was let the delegates know that, yes, pressure makes diamonds. Yes, you are going to be stressed naturally, even though we did do our best to tell them that as long as you put in the work, and everyone is talented, everyone can be pushed, everyone has the capabilities actually to excel and to actually put themselves out there. So yes, a lot of delegates were stressed, but especially with the cultural bash the first day at night, we felt that the delegates felt a bit more relieved, mm-hmm. and they were happier, they were a bit stress-free in that regard, but at the same time, they knew that, and we made it clear to know that you don't have to win to be a winner. You don't have to win first place. As long as you did your work and as long as you did your part, you're a winner to us.
I love that. So let's talk from an outsider perspective. Let's say I am someone who is interested in political science. I've never been to a conference. So as you said the cultural bash was something huge for the delegates. Can you explain or elaborate more about that? So let's say anyone who's interested to join, what can they expect from that?
Okay, so basically anyone, they don't have to have a specific background knowledge. They don't have to, study so hard to actually be a part of MUN. We guide the students. We have training sessions for the students, and we brief them and we help them learn about every single thing they're going to be expecting, what to do, what not to do. Also on our MUN Instagram page, we have a mini podcast series telling the students the do's and the don'ts, what to do and prepare for the conference. So that's one thing. The delegates first, of course, when they're gonna be a part of the training sessions, they're gonna feel stressed, like they don't know anything. But after the first half of the day, everyone felt more comfortable. Mm-hmm. They felt more like they related to the content a bit more. And the cultural bash specifically, it's just the fun part of it. We're showing them that no matter where you're coming from, no matter what your background is, no matter how much knowledge you have, we're here to meet new people, build new experiences, learn new things, and also a lot of skills come with that. We teach them diplomacy, negotiation, how to write speeches, how to do research, and all of that is key, especially for continuing education after they graduate high school. So having this as a base, I do believe, is such a plus for them.
Looking back, is there any specific moment that stuck with you in that conference, anything that will stay with you forever?
There was one moment where it was when they were getting their awards. So basically, delegates can win first, second, or third place. Their first place win a 50% scholarship during their first year at NDU. Second place, they win a 25% scholarship the first year again. And then the third place, it's just like the best award they could get regarding how they did during the conference. They got the right skills. It's something that it is a big plus for them too. During the award ceremony, It was very emotional. Like, I was about to cry, seeing the delegates who won crying, seeing the delegates who didn't win crying. I had to go up on stage and tell them that, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's okay. You can do better next year. And I feel like that moment will stick, you know, with me, because I want everyone to be a winner. And even though that's not possible, but I want to push the students and the delegates so hard, and I want them to be the best, because I don't want to see anyone crying ever again, honestly.
It's amazing. No, I commend you for that. This is a mindset of a true leader. You know, these conferences are focused on collaboration, you know, and it's truly amazing. We are proud of you, Maria.
Thank you.
That's all I'm going to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And now, let's buckle up for some serious MUN prep. Joining us today is a vital member of NDU MUN's team, Patrick Aid, the Deputy Secretary General. Patrick Aid is not just a mechanical engineering whiz. In fact, he is deeply passionate about international relations, history, and the intricate world of geopolitics. Patrick, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
I'd like to also say congratulations on being selected this year. And I asked your Secretary General this question, how she was feeling leading this huge leadership role. So I guess I'm going to ask you the same question.
First of all, it was an overwhelming yet very insightful experience. Let's say that at first, as Deputy Secretary General, it was kind of weird, you know, getting different tasks, because let's say I was kind of a jack of all trades. I was helping first and foremost my colleague Maria, but at the same time I had to check up on everything. Essentially, as you may or may not know, we have two different sections, the academic affairs and the operations. And as a Deputy Secretary General, I have to make sure that both operate smoothly and efficiently.
Wonderful. So the mission mentions that you basically familiarize students in the conference with what NDU stands for. So I'm interested to know how you were able to reflect that in the conference.
NDU, first and foremost, promotes diversity, equity, and inclusion, and most importantly, fosters academic excellence. Now, in the NDU MUN program, as my colleague already mentioned, we have had a lot of students coming from different schools, different regions, different backgrounds. Essentially, there was a lot of diversity, if you want, and this diversity, these students all coming together and sit in a conference, this alone shows to what extent or to what degree NDU was able to achieve these DEI ethics. And I believe the NDU MUN program was also at the same time able to promote this excellence in reuniting all these students, and at the same time giving them excellent teachings in order to continue and further improve within their conference.
Great. So I realized as well that the mission statement mentions, MUN's mission statement mentions that you guys are basically trying to promote and help students develop problem-solving skills. My question to you is, how do MUN simulations provide students with the skills to tackle complex international issues?
For the MUN simulation, let me repeat just that MUN stands for Model United Nations. So essentially, we're taking the United Nations, their General Assembly in New York, how diplomats sit and tackle complex issues between each other, and try to simulate this environment within a certain framework. So you get students, you put them in a room together. It depends, of course, on the size of the committee, and essentially, depending on the topic given within a certain committee, we try to immerse them as much as possible and put them in this environment of MUN, try to act as diplomatically as possible, stay within the range of information that they should already know, and most importantly, make sure that the flow of the debate goes smoothly.
Wonderful. So, Patrick, I'd like to ask you, how do you develop the interpersonal skills? So let's say I'm new walking into this conference, I'm preparing for it. I might not be that great or a confident speaker. Can you walk us through the steps of how you help students achieve this kind of confidence?
We do believe at NDU MUN that one of the most important skills are public speaking skills, and also basically having confidence in what you're saying. Within our training program, we specifically dedicated a big section of the guides we were giving to students and were teaching during the training sessions towards public speaking. So basically we used to tell them the do's and don'ts of public speaking, how to sit, how to act properly, how to speak with a low, with a high voice, when to lower your voice. So essentially we had to try as much as possible to help them within this section, because it's more than 50% of the final output that they will be giving in the conference. So these public and interpersonal skills, public speaking skills, were essential and were developed during the training session by our trainers.
That's great. So let's say I'm interested to join MUN, but I might have certain insecurities in, let's say, writing a speech. Do you offer certain workshops, tips? Can you elaborate more on that, on how you can help students achieve this?
Yes. So essentially, the help comes from the training session, which tackles everything from the previously mentioned public speaking skills to speech writing, to content writing, what you should add, what you shouldn't add, how you should dress. So all these do's and don'ts, which are essential during a conference, are already given.
Perfect. Patrick, I would like to ask you, what are your NDU MUN's long-term goals for the future?
First of all, this was, once again, a great year, especially considering that we are relaunching MUN ever since 2019. And the long-term goals, essentially, is to, first of all, always promote the excellence of the program, get the best people to give the best advice and their teachings towards the new students. Second of all, it would be also great to have a growing number of students and school coming in, and especially adding diversity. We are also considering contacting next year schools from abroad in order to come and participate, which also fosters the DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And finally, the most important thing is to remember that NDU MUN is an educative and fun experience, and this whole atmosphere of bringing students together is what makes the conference a success.
And Patrick, how do you plan to basically continue fostering future generations of global leaders?
We should always remember that nothing and nobody is perfect. There are always reviews that have to be done to the program, to the people running this program, and there are always training done to the people in order to give the program a better atmosphere and give the student a better experience. Most importantly, we had the opportunity to go to Qatar last year in order to participate in a MUN simulation also, and we also had a lot of experience within this conference that we brought to Lebanon. So this is but one example of how we always prepare ourselves to help the students, the future generation as a whole, become better diplomats.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you.
All right, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks again to Patrick Eid and Maria Simpson for sharing their insights with us. We are immensely proud of them, and we wish them the best of luck in their endeavors. Remember, if you're interested to know more about MUN, you can check out NDU's website or follow them on social media at ndu.mun. As always, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on social media and to subscribe to our channel, where you will be notified when a new episode drops. Thank you.